You'll know if this message is for you, but the void is coming to an end. Like the void period, the isolation period that so many of us have been in, I feel and I see so much evidence that it's coming to an end. And there's a part of my little subconscious mind that's like, no, you know, because change and getting out of the familiar and stepping into the new. But there's so much I want to unpack right now in this message. So last night I was diving deep into the Three-Eye Atlas stuff. I've really been intrigued with the Three-Eye Atlas stuff. If you don't know, there's like a comet and or spaceship and or thing with a lot of consciousness from another galaxy that has been moving towards Earth. It just, what's so interesting is that the other day when we had the new moon, Three-Eye Atlas came to the sun and was behind, so Three-Eye Atlas, sun, moon, Earth. It was all in a perfect line. And so there were many people saying that Three-Eye Atlas was going to pass the sun on the 16th and like put in light codes and then deliver it to Earth through the sun. So like in the sunlight, or if you did my meditation into the sun, simple meditation, but very profound. After that meditation and after that day, I started getting these like ascension symptoms, and I still have them. They're like very strange. I haven't had these kind of symptoms before. It's like sinus stuff and like pressure in my head. And like, I know it sounds just like a cold, but at the same time, I haven't had this, and like, you know, your body. And I also don't really see people right now in this void that I've been in. And so I'm like, wow, ascension symptoms. And I saw my last video, some of you guys had commented that you're getting ascension symptoms as well. So we had that whole thing. And then like my female cycle started, my period started on the same day as the new moon. So that's always interesting too. Like if your period is very synced up with the moon, especially on such a powerful new moon. And I know like 50% of you are men, so you don't know what that's like. But yeah, so we had this very, very, very powerful week just right now. But then we also, what I was watching was this guy, I don't remember his name, but I just found him yesterday, but his thing is like Boom Shakalaka, which is so funny because maybe you follow him because he had like 600,000 followers, or subscribers. But I always, for some reason, like my pattern disruptor that I've made, like whenever I feel uncomfortable, I have always said boom shakalaka. Like, you know, if I like cringe or if I think of something that just makes me uncomfortable, I just go boom shakalaka. I'm always like, where did I get that from? But he started his video like that. And so then I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna watch 30 minutes of this. And so it was talking about, like, he was talking about solar flares and like all these different things that are happening in Three-Eye Atlas and all of that. And so there was like a big, I don't know the scientific words for it, but there was a big flare pretty much, and it sent out like a big thing of radiation right where Three-Eye Atlas was passing by. And then on, I think it was like December, early mid-ish December is when Three-Eye Atlas will be closest to Earth, but it like charged Three-Eye Atlas pretty much, from what I'm feeling, with that radiation blast, and a little bit of it would hit Earth, but at that point in the video there was no read that that radiation had hit Earth. But now this device, this consciousness is moving towards Earth. So then I was watching another lady who channels Raphael talk about, and Raphael came through, and I really like working with Raphael, Archangel Raphael. And so he came through and he was talking about Three-Eye Atlas and how it's like, it's creating this new human pretty much. And if you guys remember when I first, Aslana, I don't know why I call him Aslana. It's just, it rolls. His name's Aslan. And so Aslan. It's like Aslan is the way that I would normally pronounce it, but Aslan is the Turkish, and he's a Turkish breed, so Turkish Kangal, so I try and say Aslan. I know I've seen some of you guys comment different ways of spelling it. It's Aslan. Anyway, so where were we? Oh yes, Raphael. So Raphael was talking about this new human being created and the DNA. Okay, and so when I first got to Ireland, I was talking with you guys as I was like walking through the fields. I don't record in the fields anymore because now I'm filming on my camera and I have the better microphone here with all the wind. But you guys have said that I've made you like seasick when I was holding it before. This camera, not my phone. The phone has a good stabilizer. I don't know if there's a stabilizer in my camera, so that's why we sit here. But it's cozy sitting in the same spot and having the same spot to talk to you guys. So when I was out in the field making some videos talking about the void when I first entered this void, I was saying that the downloads that I was getting was that we are getting DNA upgrades in this void. And what's so interesting is just that how everything like always lines up, you know? Like trust your intuition. I think that's a message that I need to share. Like trust whatever comes through. Trust that you have the ability to channel. You have the ability to connect with, you know, your divine team, with whoever you want to connect with God. Like I've been just like saying, okay, God, speak to me, and like going in my heart space and like having those conversations and trusting what comes through. But it's always nice to like go deep diving in all these other videos and other channelers and other everything, and just to see that we're all connected and getting very similar things. And so the DNA upgrades, it's like so many of us that were in that void, it's like you had to like be taken away from the normal, you know, distractions of energy, because so many of us are such sensitive beings, like empathetic, sensitive, are able to tap into other people's energy. And in that, oftentimes like energy is attached to us. We kind of like maybe get a little lost in other thought forms. So like when I was living in California and I would be driving home from LA and in traffic, I only did this like once a week, the LA trip, and LA is like a specific kind of energy. If you don't know, it's like it's very intense. There's a very intense energy there, and it's not always so, it doesn't feel so positive. And so when I would be sitting in traffic, especially everyone's a little bit grumpy after work, I would be having all these like darker thoughts, and I'd be like, where are these coming from? And then I would look over, and I'm like, I'm literally picking up these thoughts from all these people. And if you're not aware enough, you think that they're yours, right? And so I think the void, like we're taken away from a lot of that energetically. Even if you're surrounded by a lot of people, maybe you just felt energetically cut off from a lot, and you're like in that isolation. And so in that, you become in your sovereignty, right? And when you're in your sovereignty, you're more able to manifest, to receive downloads, to receive communication, like channeling, but also to receive updates and upgrades, and to become this new version of yourself that is meant to walk on earth, in this new earth, in this timeline split. And so what these videos collectively were saying is that, and what I've also been feeling too, what I was like, I made a few TikToks and stuff, and then I watched these videos, and for some reason I just kept feeling that really in the next few months, like by December time, like the whole world, not the whole world, but like the world that many of us in this video are going to perceive is going to look so different and feel so different, and I feel with more ease. And like now I'm getting chills just thinking about that. Like your personal life, your perceived reality will look a lot different too. I think a lot of you are going to be manifesting financial abundance, like the financial abundance that you've really been calling in, if that's something you've been calling in, the love that you've been calling in, maybe the soul tribe, maybe the freedom to travel, to leave your job, to create the business that you've been really desiring to create from a heart space. And like these things that have been on your heart for a long time that you've maybe been working towards. I'm seeing 7, maybe for 7 years, you've had like some amount of debt, or some amount of like some vision that you've had in your business, or like so you've been single for 7 years. And it's not just to that, but I think for some of you, like that is an important cycle that I think is coming to an end at the end of this year now. And like beginning of November, a lot of things will happen, but also just by the end of the year, a lot is going to shift. If you're in the sleep hypnosis program, that's what's so wild too. And now I'm getting chills. It's just the timing of this sleep hypnosis to be like downloaded into my life as like a lightning bolt when it arrived, and when I had the idea of how it all worked. It was like all of my years, 7 years, 7 years of subconscious work and studying, and like first going down the path of like trying to reprogram my subconscious and like heal my brainwaves with different brain treatments, and then learning about brain retraining and all this stuff to get out of my chronic illness, and then to set myself free so that I could quit my job and travel the world and all these things. And so in all those treatments and all those courses and all those different, like the NLP course that I took, the brain retraining courses that I took, the different things that I tried for myself, everything that I gathered all came crashing into this one idea of my sleep hypnosis, where you're using your own voice to reprogram your subconscious mind while you're sleeping and rewrite, or to write your dream life pretty much in your subconscious, because you're in delta wave and it's the best time. It's the time that your brain is most malleable. And then what I experienced in my own process of doing this sleep hypnosis is that then I started seeing the blocks that were right like forefront, because they met my sleep hypnosis in my dreams, like the forefront blocks, like, you know, other people get to live my dreams and I just have to watch. I have to play small in order to be loved. Those were the two blocks that kept showing up in all my different dreams. And then I was able to work through those. And now I'm having dreams where I'm living my dream life, where I'm surrounded by people who are, you know, that I would be surrounded by when I'm living my dream life. And so this has been such a profound experience. And the sleep hypnosis program, I've never ever, in the past 2 years of having courses online with my YouTube channel here, I've never had so many people sign up for a new course. I think that the sale that I have on it right now is really helpful, and I'm really happy that I got that comment from a single mom who was from Ireland. It was like so synchronistic. She had asked, like, can you make it more affordable, because I really want to do this and I want to rise. Can we try and like get everybody to rise, kind of thing? And I was like, yes, that was my sign from the universe. So I dropped the price to $29, and yeah, it's been incredible. I've already had feedback from some of you guys saying that, like, you feel like an alien in your own reality and you haven't even listened to the hypnosis yet. You've just written down your script, and like the timing. So I did that launch of the sale, I think like 3 or 4 days ago. And as soon as I did, there was an internet crash. And one of the videos in there is how I talk about like how things will get glitchy. And I've talked about that too, like before, in a few videos before, of how like my life was getting really glitchy and like I was losing things and then they were showing up in weird places, and like reality is glitching. And so what I've been downloaded with and what I've been talking about quite a bit, even before I had all these things missing and whatnot, is that when you're about to go into a new timeline, like you're literally about to, like, you're like that rocket, you know, like when a rocket's about to take off and it's like, like in that moment when you're about to be catapulted into the next timeline, things get really glitchy. And so all these people, like my phone's like ding, 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 people signing up. And then the videos won't load because we had like the AWS or whatever, like 60% of the internet was there was an outage this past week, and that just happened on the day of the course launching. And so I just feel that, like, with everything going on in the world, with everything going on and everyone doing this, like this profound subconscious work, it's just all lining up for a really powerful new timeline and exiting the void that so many of us have been called to enter. Not that it really felt like a choice, you know, with my van breaking down, but now it's like, in my perceived reality, I just got a message today that it's time to go into the reality, into the real world. Not the real world, like this is real, but I've been in this period here for a while, and everything's so divinely orchestrated. Like, let me try and map this out. So you guys know, a lot of you know, my van's broken down. I was gonna buy a car, and then I haven't told you guys this, I didn't end up getting the car because it was, maybe I did tell you, but the car insurance, it's all crazy in here in Ireland. It's really hard to get it without having an Irish license and having like history of driving in Ireland for 5 years. And it was going to be like double the price of the car, and it just didn't make sense. And so then I was like, well, I'm just going to fix the van, because I had these theories. So I had some people come by, look at it, and there was one mechanic who really, I think, figured it out, and everything's lining up of like the order of the lights that went off and like what he thinks it is. And so I had just scheduled with him to have it fixed. So in a week, he's gonna take it and fix it, hopefully, and it should only take a day. And then today I got this message saying that it's time to go back to Italy. And so I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, because I was, really leaning towards not going back to the farm, but getting a house. But it's like happening so quickly that I don't know that I would find the place that I would want to rent yet. So I'm like, maybe I get an Airbnb. So I don't know. There's still things up in the air, but it's just like, it's fascinating how for 3 months no one could fix the van, and then someone's able to fix the van, and then I get a text message that it's time to go, and then someone's like, okay, I want to buy the tent. Like, someone just messaged me saying they want to buy the tent, and so I already I wanted to get rid of the tent because I can't have it on the farm in Italy, and I probably won't be on the farm in Italy, and I want more space in my van when I'm traveling back. And so it's all lining up. Ding, 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 ding. And what's funny is that I was like gonna get the van fixed, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll just stay here in Ireland for a while and just like do my thing here. But then I got that text today, and it's like, no, get back there. Like, and so it's all, I feel like, because we're so connected, so I know that what's happening for me is often happening for you guys. It's like, you don't have to worry how it's going to happen. It's all going to like unfold perfectly. Like, maybe you're feeling that exit of the void right now, or you're about to. Like, everything will just line up perfectly for you. And now I'm getting chills just saying that. And so what you did in this time, in these upgrades, as like the Great Awakening emerged while you were in this void and this isolation, this energetic isolation, this solitude, this sovereignty, this channel that you've been in. While you were in this, the whole world was changing around you, and you were like being hatched. And now it's important, and it's going to be very powerful what you do next, and you'll see the purpose unfold. You know how I often talk about how purpose is not something that like, not all the time. Most of the time people are like, this is my purpose in life. It's something that you see in hindsight. And so you're gonna, get the random text message, the random this, the random that, and you're going to follow and move forward and move forward and move forward. And then looking back, you're gonna be like, holy shit. Like, that all happened after that void, after that isolation, after that period of time where there was so much confusion on like, what's happening? Why are you in this situation? Why is nothing working out? Why is everything falling apart? Why am I in the crumble? It's all going to make so much sense soon. And especially if you've been doing a lot of subconscious work right now, that I feel it's going to like rewrite your reality, but it's going to give a lot of direction to where you're headed. And so it's getting kind of dark right now, but what I was talking about the other day is what Dolores Cannon was talking about in a video I was watching. And she was talking about how through her hypnosis with her clients, the common message is that, the universe, like, not that the universe really has wants, but it wants you to be specific, like very, 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 very specific. And when I heard that, I was like, that is a really good reminder. And so I journaled like hell, and made my dream house so specific, my love relationship so specific, all this stuff. And like, my hypnosis is also pretty specific as well. And so now I'm like, I can only imagine where I'm about to, and I'm just seeing like, those like catapult things where they like would shoot rocks, like a slingshot. I just feel like I'm that rock. And I think a lot of you guys are that rock. Whatever you've been writing, whatever you've been manifesting, whatever you've been programming, but that is where your rock is about to head. And I feel that it's going to be better than your wildest dreams. And for me too, I feel that it might be a bit shocking, but it's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be literally the reason you came to Earth. Like, this time right now is such a magical time to be on Earth, because also in Dolores Cannon's work, she discovered that, a lot of people that she put under hypnosis for some kind of study that she was doing on purpose of being on Earth at this time, is that majority of them said that they came to Earth to help in the shift on Earth, in the shift in consciousness, in the new Earth, right? That's happening right now. We just had so many events where people started to wake up, and the Great Awakening is happening, and the timeline split happened, and now we're having these downloads coming to Earth from other galaxies. Like this, in this context, this would be the reason why all those people in her hypnosis, but why many of you, because I think that we're all kind of that group, are coming to Earth, came to Earth. This is like why your soul potentially was like, send me to Earth right now. I want to go help in that shift. And so this is a very important time. And let it be like write in what you want it to be at the same time. Like it's not just about doing the hard work and being, here to be on a mission and to save the world and like all that. You also came here to Earth to enjoy Earth and to be in ease and grace and joy, and that's something that I really came to realize in my void and in my subconscious work too, and also in the signs that have been coming through. It's just that I choose peace. Like as much as I've loved all of this, I think I want like a really cozy, like I said in the last video, I want a fireplace, I want an endless hot shower, preferably a bath. Like, oh, that sounds so nice. Today I took a shower for the first time in I don't know how long, because I've been sick and like ascension symptoms, whatever this is, and then my propane ran out, and I think that this is also just another redirection. But then I finally got the power to like bring a new propane tank over to the outdoor shower that I have, and then I'm like, I can't wait to shower, and I go to turn it on, and then my batteries for the heater had died. So then I didn't have these batteries, and like no one had D batteries, and so I finally got all of it set up, and I finally took a shower today, and I'm still a bit sick and feeling strange, but it was really nice. And so it was pouring rain. There was a rainbow over me, and I was in my outdoor hot shower, butt naked on my family land here. None of my family's here, it's just me. And so I'm like, this is magical, and it's been such an adventure, and the adventure's not over, but I would like something a little more grounded, a little more peaceful, a little more cozy, and then to travel from that. So that's what I'm manifesting, that's what I'm calling in, and that's kind of what I think that my rock is being catapulted into. So we'll see in a week, or yeah, about a week, maybe 10 days, I might be on my way to another country. So it's all an adventure. Your void is coming to an end. If it isn't already showing you the signs, I think it is about to show you the signs. My doggies are showing me the signs that it is time for dinner time. You come say hi and show them how big you are. Come here. Oh, no. Oh my goodness, you're so heavy. Aslan is as tall as me now. If we are laying next to each other, that's my neighbor over there. But if we're laying next to each other in bed, which is his new thing, he's literally as tall as me when his legs are stretched out. If you were bipedal, we would be the same height. And he ran into that pole yesterday. Because he gets a zoomy, so it's like running circles around the van, and he ran into the pole. He fell on the ground, and he was, in the moment it wasn't funny, but he was screaming. And I was like, oh my gosh, is he like not gonna be able to walk? Like, oh my gosh. And he couldn't put his weight on his paw. And he was just looking at me like, oh my gosh, Mom, what was that? And I realized that was the first time he's ever felt pain. And so he's such a goofy big baby. So anyway, they're gonna get crazy because it's time to feed them. So if you wanna sign up for a sleep hypnosis program to support you in this shift here, all the stuff going on, I know it's dinner time, then it's linked in the description, and I'll try and put it in a comment too if I can remember. I love you guys so much. I love being here on YouTube. I can't wait to take you on the adventure wherever we go next, and I'll see you later. Bye.